Good afternoon. I'm Bucks County District Attorney Matt Weintraub. Yesterday around 4 p.m., Jason Smith, a 47-year-old man out of Levittown, drove to the McDonald's located at 7700 Bristol Pike in Levittown, Bristol Township, here in Bucks County. Once in the McDonald's parking lot, there was another vehicle that was involved along with Mr. Smith, and both vehicles parked. Mr. Smith got into an altercation with the driver of a gray Chevrolet pickup truck with a front vanity tag that we have yet to identify. And the truck may be, and I emphasize maybe because I don't want to limit the public's assistance here, which is what we're seeking, a 2013 Silverado. We have evidence that shows that Mr. Smith pulled alongside of the McDonald's building and then gets out of his vehicle. The driver of the Chevrolet pickup truck is then seen backing up into a spot close to Mr. Smith's vehicle. Mr. Smith retrieves something from his vehicle, and I would note that after the events that I'm about to describe, a carpenter's hammer is later found lying by Mr. Smith's body in the parking lot of the McDonald's. Mr. Smith then is seen approaching the Chevrolet pickup truck. The driver of the Chevrolet pickup truck runs Mr. Smith over, never stopping or slowing down, and exits McDonald's parking lot heading towards Tullytown on Route 13. The police were contacted and recovered a small piece of plastic believed to be from this Chevrolet pickup truck which drove over Mr. Smith. This piece, while we are not exactly certain, we have very strong reason to believe may be one of the end caps on the driver's side running board of this pickup truck. Mr. Smith was taken to Jefferson Torresdale Hospital, but he ultimately succumbed to his injuries, dying of injuries to his chest. We are already receiving and investigating public tips, but we need your help with two things. We're asking for help in identifying the Chevrolet pickup truck with a vanity plate and ostensibly a missing running board cap. And we are asking the driver of this pickup truck to turn him or herself in to police authorities. We have neither ruled out a legal self-defense claim nor the belief that the driver leaving the scene due to immediate safety concerns may have been justified under the circumstances. This is all open. As of right now, we want to draw no improper conclusions. Bristol Township Police should be contacted. Detective Kitchenman, who is present with me, Detective Pat Kitchenman, at 267-812-3056, and Pete Kitchenman 160 at bristolpd.org, or you can contact our Bucks County detectives at either bucksda.org or 215-348-6354. This is already a tragedy, but I would hate to have it compounded by letting it remain a mystery. So if you know something, please contact your local law enforcement authorities. And if you were involved in this incident, I urge you to please turn yourself in so that we can sort it out and make sure that we get this investigation right to its proper conclusion. Does anybody have any questions? Yes?
Do you have video surveillance that you are investigating, looking at, and will you be releasing any of it?
We do have video surveillance from the McDonald's. Parts of it are clear, parts of it are not so clear. I think because of the graphic nature of that video evidence, it would not benefit us to release that at this time. I'm not saying that's impossible, but I think that based on the still photographs that we can see of the truck, it is in our interest to withhold that video evidence from the public.
Follow-up question. You're talking about you're not ruling out self-defense. So if in fact the victim had a hammer, correct? And if in fact the victim was going towards the driver with a hammer, is the driver armed with a vehicle hitting that? Is that a justifiable crime?
Well, no crimes are justifiable, but it could theoretically be a justifiable homicide. It could. I know I'll have to make this decision at some point, but it is way premature based on the evidence that we have so far. That's why we need to fill in all the blanks, cross all the T's, dot all the I's, and truly understand the facts as they occurred.
Could you explain that for people who might say hammer versus pickup truck? How could you kind of explain that for people?
If somebody reasonably believes they're reasonably placed in fear of being seriously injured or killed, they have a right to A, flee, and B, defend themselves with equal or greater force, deadly force. I can't prejudge the situation, but I can foresee an instance where it's possible. I don't want to prejudge this. I don't want to mislead anybody here or in the public, but it is possible.
Last
I just
question.
want to go back to that picture that, if we can, Manny, with the spot shadow on the two, because I had a question about that. I want to make sure we're clear on what we're seeing there. This one here, so we see that's the pickup you're looking for, yes?
Yes.
Is there significance to having that Honda there in this? No.
No.
Okay. I just want to be clear that we're not.
No.
Okay. And then it appears as though only one person in the truck, correct?
I'm not sure.
It appears from this view.
Yeah, but I don't want to rule. I don't want to rule that out if there's a small person, a person bending down. I don't want to rule that out.
And is this the McDonald's parking lot here? Or is
This is-
somewhere else that
yes.
somebody could have seen?
This is the McDonald's parking lot, but that's Route 13 heading, I guess, north towards Tullytown.
Thank you.
So the driver went out the Haynes exit or went out the Route 13 exit?
Oh, that's a good question.
Do you know?
Route 13,
So right out the front.
yes.
Okay. And do we know if the driver's a male?
I can't say. I don't know. We don't know.
Okay, I mean, obviously, we all showed up, we called, we had questions about this. How typical would this be if you don't think it's a crime or you think it's a possible justifiable homicide? I mean, we're all here, you're here talking about this.
Well, let me say at the front, somebody running over somebody with a vehicle is atypical every day of the week, 365 days a year. I don't want to make light of this, but I think it's so critical that we don't prejudge this situation. We have a tendency to try to lump people into two camps, good guys and bad guys, but until we have all of the evidence and the information that we can possibly gather, including hearing from the person in the pickup truck, I want to reserve my judgment.
Do you know where the hammer or object came from? Did the victim grab the object from the vehicle and then exit? Did the victim go into the McDonald's and then exit with the object? Do you have any information?
It appears from the evidence that we have that the Mr. Smith grabbed an object from his car without ever going into the McDonald's. We're deducing that object is the hammer because that's what's left aside of him as he lay on the ground. But we can't really tell from the video that it was a hammer.
Witnesses in the parking lot, did everybody stay? Or, I mean, obviously you want to get information here, that's what this is about. So I'm assuming there's other people out there that may have seen something, maybe they didn't realize they saw something and you would like them to.
Absolutely right. And that's the whole reason for this call for help. Somebody else may have been in that parking lot that was leaving that didn't even know what they saw or thought perhaps there was not much significance to what they saw. But if they were at the McDonald's around 4 o'clock yesterday for whatever reason, please contact us and let us know and let us put the puzzle pieces together.
Matt, how long of an interaction did the two cars actually have?
30 seconds, if a minute perhaps. And in that minute, one person's alive and one person's dead. It's a terrible confluence of events with the worst possible outcome.
Any reason to believe this started before McDonald's?
We don't have any indication of that, but we don't want to rule that out. We're only dealing with a snapshot in time at this point.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
As you talk about not prejudging this, is there kind of a window of how long someone could wait before they got in touch where it becomes leaving the scene and covering things up? Or, I mean, is time of the essence here for this person?
Of course, time is of the essence. I think we owe it to Mr. Smith, regardless of what happened, and certainly to his family, who was innocent of everything in this, to try to solve this mystery. I will say that I can even foresee an instance in which if somebody struck Mr. Smith and left the scene because they were afraid for themselves, that is not even potentially a hit and run situation. But I think that your intuition is pretty sharp, Jim, in that the longer somebody waits, it does not favor them. But I don't want to judge that in a vacuum. Of course, we have an interest in hearing what this person has to say.
But it's still a hit and run, right?
Well, in its purest factual sense, yes, but I make the legal determinations, and I've not judged that yet.
When they pulled into the parking lot, how aggressive were they, if at all? Both of the drivers, were they going fast? And did the pickup truck ever actually park his vehicle?
Yes, the pickup truck did park. It backed into a spot. It backed into an angled spot, and Mr. Smith parked not in a spot but alongside the building, and then got out of his car, grabbed an object, and then started to approach the pickup truck. And then the pickup truck drives over him and leaves the scene.
So he wasn't just stopped, he was actually parked, the pickup truck driver?
Yes, backed into a spot. Yes.
What do we know about Mr. Smith? I know he was from Easton, moved to the Levittown area, family, kids, etc. Can you tell us?
I can only tell you that his family is aware that we are searching for evidence. They are grieving right now. I don't know much more about Mr. Smith that I could share with you at this time. Anybody else?
Which side of the building did the altercation happen on? Was it the drive-through side or the lot in the front?
It was the drive-through side. It was on the side of the building as you would enter from the street.
Okay, so facing Route 13.
It'd be in the back.
In the back, right? What do you
If
mean?
you're coming off of 13, it'd be on the opposite side of 13.
Okay, it was on the opposite side of Route 13 in the back, I guess.
Where they drive around to get to the drive-through. Pretty much. Right.
That's the way it sounds. I don't want to be held to this. I wasn't there, and I'm trying to digest a lot of this
But you made
myself.
contact to Mr. Smith in front of the McDonald's, to this other side.
On the side, on the side. All right, thank you all. I appreciate it. Please help us get the word out.